Hello, let's look at this question here. Right? This is a question involving Poisson distribution. So the weekly demand for a certain magazine at a news agent means that a news agent that distribute the magazines, right? So has a Poisson distribution with mean 4. Means the weekly demand. This is a Poisson distribution. So the interval, very important here. So the weekly demand means that in 1 week, usually the demand for a certain magazine at a news agent has a Poisson distribution with mean 4. Right? This is to tell us that in 1 week, there will be demand of four magazines, right? 4 magazine demand for a certain magazine. A certain magazine means that 4 magazine, right? Yeah, they demand for 4 magazine. So this is a mean, right? You must understand Poisson distribution. Poisson distribution never said that, okay, in 1 week there must be 4, every week there will be demands of 4 magazines. No, this is not the meaning. This is the average, alright? It's a mean, right? Usually, we said that usually, it will be have 1 week, the interval, in this interval, usually we have mean of 4, right? 4 magazines. So, and the question clearly states that the news agent always order 5 copies for sale each week, right? For sale each week means that because of the mean is 4, so the news agent is always order extra 1. Means that the 5 copies for sale each week. Okay. So now I know that this is a Poisson distribution. 1 week the mean is 4, right? 4 magazine. So find the probability that. Find the probability that 2 to 4 demands of the magazine in a week. Means that in 1 week. So in 1 week, the mean will be Poisson with mean. The lambda will be 4, right? This will be your lambda. So the mean number of magazines sold in a demand in a week is usually 4, right? Mean. So now the question said, find the probability 2 to 4, right? 2 to 4 means can be 2 magazine, can be 3 magazine, can be 4 magazine. So 2 to 4, that's the meaning here. 2 to 4. Include 2 and 4, right? So in between here, there is a number 3 also, right? 2, 3 and 4, right? So how to calculate the probability here? So we can using statistical table, right? Statistical table provided by matriculation program. So for this, what is mean by 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8? The demand of the magazine can be more than 4, right? It can be 2, can be 3, can be 4, can be 5, can be 6, can be 7, can be 8. Can be 8 magazine or can be 4 magazine, any rate. But they want between 2 and 4. So means clearly state that it's 2 up to 4. So I have to start with at least 2. Well, because our statistical table that provided in your exam is in the format. Our statistical table is in the format of cumulative, the above. All right. So x greater or equal to means that start from 2 and above. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So on and so far. Right. So we have to minus away the number outside the box, right? Because we want 2, 3, and 4 only. So 5 and above we don't want. Means we need to minus at least 5. Alright? At least 5. Okay, we can get the value for this probability by using the statistical table. Alright, let's look at our statistical table that provided in your exam. So, okay, this is statistical table. Okay, let's find the Poisson distribution. Right, this is the Poisson distribution. So the mean now is 4, right? The mean is 4. So you find where is the mean is 4, right? You're looking for the mean. This is up to 2, up to 3. All right, it's here, right? It's here 4. This column here, all right? It's here, right? Can you see that 4? It's from 0 up to 6 and up to 14. So we want the value of 2 and 5, which is already in the format of x greater or equal, right? So 2. So based on here, mean is 4, right? Lambda is 4. So where is 2? 2 is 0.9084. 0.9084. So minus away at least 5, right? At least 5. So means we find the value of 5 here, right? We find the value of 5 here. Where is it? 5, right? 5 correspond to 0.3712. 0.3712. So after deduct, alright? After deduct, you are getting 0.5372. This is the probability for this question, right? For part A, where the demand is from 2 up to 4, right? Right. After this question, okay, look at part B. You should try this question first. You should try first. So calculate the probability that the news agent is unable, the keyword here is unable to meet the demand in a given week. What is meaning of unable to meet the demand? Means that they have no enough stock, no enough magazine to sell, right? So then you have to read this sentence here. This is the news agent always order 5 copies only. 5 copies for sale each week. If you have 5 copies for sale each week, means that maximum you have only 5 copies in the week, right? You cannot buy more than, you cannot sell more than 5, right? Means that they said calculate the probability that is unable to meet, right? Unable to meet the demand. Unable to meet the demand. So tidak boleh memenuhi, okay, keperluan customer, right? So the B here is, you have how many books? You have how many copies? You have 5 copies. Means that more than 5 copies, then you unable to meet the demands, right? You unable to meet. Alright, means that you only have 5 copies of magazine, right? In your shop in a week, right? Your stock is 5 copies. Let's say there are demands of 6 and above, right? Maybe that week special got many buy that magazine, right? Got many person buy that magazine, many people buy the magazine. Okay, you already sold out, right? Sold out. Sold out means what? Sold out in this case is you have 5 copies, right? But the demand is more than 5, right? Sold out, right? If after that 6 copies, if the 6th person that want to buy the magazine, they got no more magazine to sell off, right? So what to do is more than 5 means at least 6. Okay, tak cukup. Hanya ada 5 salinan magazine itu. Okay, kalau 5 masih okay, 5 orang beli masih okay. Sekarang kalau lebih daripada 5 orang tak boleh. Maksudnya sekurang-kurangnya 6 orang beli. Okay, means that 6 magazine dijual tak dapat. Okay, sebab saya tak cukup magazine. Alright, tak cukup. So not enough. So find the probability, right? Find the probability. Very simple. So look at the statistical table. The mean is 4, right? The mean is 4 because it's still in a week, right? The question is still in a week. It's unable to meet the demand in a given week. So very simple. Okay, look at the mean here, which is 4, right? 4. So at least 6, right? At least 6. So you find the value here. Lambda is 4, 6, at least 6. Okay, 0.2149. 0.2149. So this is the probability of question B. Alright? Okay, let's look at part C of this question. Alright, okay, let's look at the part C. Determine the minimum numbers of copies of the magazine that the news agent should order. Right, now they have find out that more customer is buying the magazine, right? So they try to review the number of copies. Usually they just buy 5 copies only, right? 5 copies, all right, for sale each week, right? So now they want to determine the minimum number of copies of the magazine that the news agent should order at the beginning of the week. So means that it's no longer 5 copies, all right? No. So they want to find the number of copies for sale so that can meet all the demands during that week with probability of more than 0.9. Right? That's the meaning here. So means that, okay, I have to tell you some scenario first. Just now you have 5 copies, right? 5 copies. If you have 5 copies, means that you want to meet the demand, the probability must be at most 5. Right? Or we said that what? The demand must be less or equal 5, right? Less or equal 5. You try to think about this. What is the meaning here, right? Means that either got no one buy the magazine, or one person buy the magazine, or 2 magazine is sell off, or 3 magazine, or demand of 4 magazine is still okay. Why demands of 4 magazine is still okay? Because you have 5 magazine, right? You have 5 magazine. So then the demand 5 magazine is the most one, okay? At most. So 5 magazine. Orang nak beli 5 magazine. Saya ada 5 buku magazine, right? But 6 and above I cannot really. Alright? This one means meets the demand. X less or equal 5 is meets the demand, right? That's why we calculate the probability. If meets the demand means at least at most 5 magazine. If I have 7 magazine, in my shop have 7 magazine, means meets the demand here will be X less or equal 7. Right? Do you know why? You have 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Can be less or equal 7, right? Less than 7, okay. If the demand is less than 7 or 7 is okay. Okay? Why? Because I have enough books of magazine. I have enough magazine to sell, right? Untuk dijual. So 7. So now this question very simple. They are asking us to determine the minimum number of copies of the magazine that the news agent should order at the beginning of the week to meet all the demands during the week with a probability of more than 0.9. The meaning here is when they said meets the demand, right? Meets the demands. So immediately we know that mathematically it's this way. Meets the demand. It must be less or equal n copies. Alright? Oh, why I put n? Kenapa saya letak n? Because I don't know how many I should order. Right? If I 7 means meets the demand is less or equal 7. Why? Kurang daripada 7 atau 7 boleh. Masih lagi saya mampu jual. Tapi kalau lebih 7 tak boleh. Alright? So 5, okay, at most 5, right? So now I want to know at most how many copies I need so that the probability to meet all the demand with a probability of more than 0.9. Alright? To getting this statement, you have to take some time, okay, to understand the question here. So, alright, so now will be to meet the demand is greater than 0.9. So, and this one is actually 1 minus px at least n plus 1. Oh, sir, how you know it's at least n plus 1? You have learned this before, right? You have learned this before. So, okay, for example, okay, I cite some example. For example, if I say at most 3, what is meant by at most 3? If you want to use statistical table, to solve a probability problem in matriculation program, you have to convert this into greater or equal, right? Into this format so that you can use the statistical table, right? So now at most 3 is same as 1. Why? What is meant by x less or equal 3? Is 0, 1, 2, 3, right? 0, 1, 2, 3. So 0, 1, 2, 3. So, and you know that above you have 4, 5, 6, 7, so on and so far, non-stop. This is each discrete random variable has its own probability. So if you sum up everything, jumlah semua, mesti ialah 1 kan, right? 1. Tapi saya hanya nak yang dalam kotak. I only want the probability that inside the box here. X less or equal 3. So I have to 1 minus everything is 1. Minus away p at least 4. Right? If 3, this will be 4. If 4, this will be 5. If 6, this will be 7. What can you see? You can see that if 6 is 7, this 3 is 4. This is extra 1. That's why I put 1 minus n plus 1. Can you see that? N plus 1. Hope you understand that. You already followed all my video, alright? Okay. So now I want to solve this inequality. Okay, simple. P at least n plus 1. Okay. Sorry. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to move this go to the other side and this one go to the other side. 1 minus 0.9. 1 minus 0.9 is greater or equal, greater than 1 minus 0.9, right? 1 minus with 0.9 is greater than is negative px become Px greater or equal n plus 1. So if I rewrite this one, will be 0.1 more or equal Px greater or equal n plus 1 here. So if I rewrite this, it will be probability of x at least n plus 1 copies to be less or equal, more than, sorry, it's more than, right? It's more than. So there's more than. So here it becomes less than, right? Become less than. So because you see 0.1 more than this, right? More than this means that this probability will be less than, right? Less than 0.1, right? So we're interested about the value of n plus 1 here, n plus 1 here. So what we're going to do is, we're going to find from the statistical table, the value that start to less than 0.1, alright? This is in the format, in the statistical table, x at least r, alright? This is r, so you want to find this value, right? So which value in the probability, listen to what I say here, which value in the probability that in your statistical table that start to less than 0.1, the probability. So the meaning is this, okay, you look at, this is the mean of 4, right? The mean of 4. So you look at here, the mean of 4. The mean of 4. So you go and see one by one, which is the value that start to less than 0.1. So 0.98 is more than 0.1. 0.9084 is more than 1, more than 1, more than 0.1, more than 0, more than 0, and more than 1. No, it's not here. Okay, flip. Go to this page here. So 0.1107 is more than 0.1. No, cannot be accepted. So 0.0511. This is the value here. So 0.0511. This is 0.1. 0.1 is greater than 0.0511 for the first time, right? So this one, no, cannot. N plus 1 should not be 7. Should not be 7. Because why? This is still greater than 0.1. And this start to less than 0.1, right? Start to less than 0.1, which is the corresponding value is 8. Is 8. So means that n plus 1 will be 8. So means n will be 7. N will be 7. So this is the minimum. This is the minimum number of copies of magazine that the news agent should order. So you can write a statement. So the minimum numbers of magazine that the news agent should order is 7. Right? 7 copies in order to meet all the demand during that week with a probability of 0.9. Alright? Okay, that's simple. That's all for this question.